What's up, investors? My name is Artem Dikarev, and in a couple of minutes you'll know what is a dividend. And if you want to learn personal finances and investing watching side short videos, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel so you won't lose it. I am Russian, so let's get straight to the point. Alright, so a dividend is a small distribution of net income of a company to its shareholders. And if you're not sure what net income or shareholders mean, feel free to watch my previous videos. And here is an example. Dividend is basically a thank you from a company for buying and holding their shares. But it is very important to know that not all companies pay dividends. You can check online if the company that you're interested in buying pays dividends. Just simply type in Google the company's name and dividend. Dividends come from a company's net income, meaning that as soon as a company pays down all of its other obligations, then it can decide what to do with the rest of the money. Some companies, especially innovative and technological companies, prefer to reinvest this money back into the business. Such companies tend to pay very small dividends or no dividends at all, but the value of their shares tend to grow faster. But companies from utilities sector or consumer defensive sector, such as for example Coca-Cola or Procter & Gamble, prefer to reward their shareholders by paying higher dividends. Such companies do not spend that much money on research and development, that is why they usually have free cash on hand for their investors. And by the way, companies are not obliged to pay dividends, which means that they can increase, decrease or even completely terminate dividends whenever they see fit. In order to receive dividends, you simply need to buy and hold shares of a dividend-paying company. And then, usually every 3 months, you will receive dividends from them. But some companies can pay dividends every month or just once per year. And you will continue receiving dividends for as long as you hold shares of this company. And obviously when you sell shares of this company, you stop receiving dividends. Dividends will be automatically deposited into your portfolio by your broker, which means that you do not need to do anything extra to receive them. Dividends are very small amounts, which means that unless you have a 6 or even 7-figure portfolio, you won't be able to live off dividends. But do not get discouraged. Investing is a long-term game, and if you stay consistent, you will reach this point eventually. So if you want to know how much dividends you are about to receive, you can use either of these two methods. First, you can Google company's name and its annual dividends. For example, just type in Google Coca-Cola annual dividend. Then you will find that Coca-Cola's annual dividend is $1.68. And this information is relevant as of May 2021. And it means that for every share of Coca-Cola that you will buy, you will receive $1.68 in annual dividends. If you buy 100 shares, you will receive $168 in annual dividends, and so on. Another way of calculating your dividends is by looking at dividend yield. And don't worry, if you're not sure what it is, I will have a video about it as well. But basically, dividend yield is the percentage of a share price that is paid as dividends. To make it simple, let's say so we have one share of company A and it costs $100. Dividend yield of company A is 3%. And it simply means that if you are to buy one share of company A for $100, you will receive $3 in annual dividends, which is obviously 3% of $100. But be careful, dividend yield is a number that always changes. The higher is the share price, the lower is the dividend yield, and the opposite is true. I also have a video which explains in details the difference between the annual dividend and dividend yield, and if it still sounds confusing, feel free to watch it. When investors receive dividends, they are free to do whatever they want with them. Some people use them to cover basic expenses, and some people reinvest them back into the market. And it is my honest recommendation for you to reinvest every single cent of dividends that you receive back into the stock market, because it will accelerate the growth of your portfolio and you will reach the compound growth much sooner. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions left. Check my other videos if there is anything else interesting for you. Thank you so much, comrades.